packed and ready for the second day of our cycling tour. It's a completely different day than yesterday, which was, okay, it was cloudy, but it never rained. And today we've woken up to rain and with heavy showers predicted. The bikes are ready, but I'm not too sure about us. We are getting away about 2 hours later than we expected, and we're already feeling the effects of yesterday on today's cycling, and we haven't even started cycling yet. So we'll see how it's going to go. I think even though it's a slightly shorter day today, I think it's going to feel longer. Okay, we're coming across these recent developments, or fairly new developments, and they're absolutely beautiful, and they look out over the canal and they also look out over the fields, and I must admit, I think it must be so idyllic to live here. You know, you're between two bridges, so there's a bridge there and there's a bridge down there.
Don't search for me, 'cause I'm going AWOL in my heart, there's a hole.
It's amazing how they get the canal boats up. There's a series of locks here. It looks like 4 or 5 locks, and each one has a little race that goes next to it. It's, you know, it's hard to imagine this was built as an industrial piece of equipment because it's just so lovely. Unless I say the bit about was either get this or die.
Which you just said. So we just stopped for a burger because, like,
PJ had lost the will to live. Well, at least the will for me to live anyway.
And it's very cold. It feels more like a English winter now. It's drizzly and cold, and so we're continuing through. We've done what, 20 something Ks, Charlie?
We've done 20 Ks of a 60 to 70k day.
70k day.
Okay, there's this cool factory that overlooks the water and it's got a big awning. Unfortunately, it's closed. It says there's a sign up there saying, you know, towpath closed, follow the diversion. Of course, there's no signage for the diversion. We're still in town, but it's beautiful behind us. It's like a tunnel we're riding through. Even though you can hear the traffic around you, it's really quiet and it's lovely here. It says it goes through the town centre, but you can't really tell. And I'm glad we stopped earlier where we could find somewhere to eat, because PJ would have killed me. The Kraken would have really just torn me asunder. I've just been riding down the towpath and I'm now waiting for the Kraken. It's really pretty, and I'm running past these things here. They look like some sort of kilns, but there's rows of these. There's not just one row. There's another row right next to them, and I don't know what they're for, but maybe somebody can tell us. We're just past Risden. I'm probably saying that wrong, but there's several rows of these. There's another row right here where it's rised up. Just get from the other side, and you can see some more over there in the distance. I would say they're charcoal burners, but I'm probably wrong. But yeah, some are pretty intact and others not much left. Make good camping spots if you're here on a cycle tour and you're camping. Looks like people have fires in them. There's hearths in there. But yeah, really, really cool. There's a lot of this along the way. There's just what would you call it, the remnants of old industry. Look, there's some refractory on this one left. So who knows what they were. Hopefully you guys can tell me. You know, Anyway, it's really pretty. You're waiting for PJ. It's the halfway mark. 63 and 5/8 miles both ways. So there you go. 1.5 days in and we're at the halfway mark. The weather's really turned it on for us. So it's raining, not cats and dogs, but definitely cats. And we've reached this tunnel called the Gansnow Tunnel. And there's no towpath for this tunnel, so the people in the old days, they would have legged the canal boat through, which meant they'd lie on the top and move it along with their legs, while the horses or the women would walk over the top and meet it at the other end. And now we're at the other end of the tunnel, and I've got to walk down. We're in a town called Burnley, and there's heaps of derelict industrial buildings lining both sides of the canal. Burnley looks really big and looks like it's full of really big sandstone factories, some of which have been repurposed to be part of the university. But there's some grandeur to these factories that is just like awesome to behold. Even the Kraken is impressed. She's thinking about wrapping her tentacles around one and pulling it down into the ruin.
And my toes.
See, she's grabbed hold of me. I may never get out of her grasp.
It is pretty cool. It's really cool. And they're in relatively good nick. Like, they're not like ruins, like structurally unsound. They look like they've got a lot of potential. This is a really cool place.
Yeah, it makes you want to, you know, go around and get one and turn it into this urban chic sort of apartment. But they're massive, so it'll be a huge apartment. Welcome from the beautiful Reedley Marina. We've passed about 3 of these types of marinas so far, and there's probably a couple of hundred canal boats in there. It looks a bit like a caravan park on the water, but it seems very nice because it's completely surrounded by nature. There's beautiful views of the surrounding countryside, and your neighbours seem very quiet. I think you get an upper market caravan park user in these. Since we came through the series of locks, there's been a lot less canal boats on the actual canal, so they must be congregating in these marinas.
Switch.
Today was challenging. The weather was a typical English summer's day. In other words, it was raining a lot, and it was cold. At midday, you could see my breath in front of me. The path was of varying quality. It went from poor to almost non-existent, with these deep, deep ruts that had me riding sideways several times. So, and also some of the bridges are like half bridges, as in they built them for like half people. So I had to get off and walk the bike through there, or I would have fallen into the canal. PJ was really good today. So, one of the good things about it is she didn't like tear my head off when she realised that I was saying it was like 50 kilometres to the next place, but really it was 70 kilometres to the next place as per the ins and outs of the towpath. She may have mentioned it a few times though. And what else? We got to the new place, and we were both kind of shattered. And the place we're staying is called Aire Cliff. And I didn't realise, but it's actually on top of a cliff, and I had to carry the bikes and all the bags up a cliff, like literally 50 stairs up a cliff to get to our accommodation. Accommodation's nice. It's a guest house, and there's breakfast included tomorrow. And there's a beautiful view from the top of the cliff. But I really didn't need to carry that stuff up. What else can I say about the path? Again, the people that hate bicycle riders struck again, because several times today, the only way to get the bicycle up was first manoeuvre it through this terribly difficult fence, and then up flights of stairs where they didn't think to put any sort of like ramp or thing. And also the signage is just abysmal. Like the path just kind of ends and you're on your own. Just find your way to the other end.
Especially the tunnels.
There was a few tunnels. One was like a mile long, and it just like stops and goes, okay, well, off you go. Find your own way. But there was a few times today it was just like, would it hurt to put a sign in? Like literally there was this one where I had to put my bike through this gate, and the path ended like 10 feet later. Like it went round a corner and ended. And then I had to turn around and go back through the stupid gate and, go over the bridge to continue on. And the bridge, of course, had no ramp. It was just stairs. I'm saying this, but it was a really good day. Like it really was a lovely day on the bicycle, and the scenery made up for all the shortcomings of the path. And that's about it.
Deep in the dark, down on my knees, I've seen things that you wouldn't believe.